golden child brother destroyed my prom dress. So I destroyed his laptop as revenge. Plus update. Ever since my brother was born, my parents treated him like he was made of glass. He was a literal rainbow baby, conceived after my mom was told she could no longer get pregnant. And oh boy did they spoil him after he was born. I was told to not go near him because I could hurt him. They would take him to amusement parks and aquariums but leave me with my grandparents. On my 10th birthday, all I wanted was to go to the park and play with my friends. But they decided that it was more important for me to learn how to babysit my brother. As my brother grew up, he realized that he could ask for literally anything and my parents would never say no. He would ask to play with my toys, and suddenly they would become his forever. Because I always spoke up about how unfair my parents were treating us, he took offense to that. He would break things around the house like a flower pot or a beer glass, and then blame it on me. Needless to say, my parents had to take his side. They even asked him how he wanted me to be punished, to which he would say, grounded for a whole week. Because he did that so often, my parents considered me a problem child and refused to celebrate my birthdays. When I was 13, I asked them why they treated us so differently, and their reply was, "Your brother was a gift from God. And looking at how much trouble you have been causing recently, we are glad we have another child to rely on for the future." I was so distraught over my parents not loving me that I cried myself to sleep that night. I was even bullied at school because I didn't have any stuff while my brother had all the new gadgets. But luckily I didn't fall into depression, and instead decided to prove to them that I'm not a useless daughter. I started working really hard at school, and would sacrifice hanging out with my friends so I could get the best grades possible. I did that for years on end. But the one thing that I didn't want to sacrifice was my prom. I had been asked to go by my boyfriend, and it was going to be the one thing that would wash off my loneliness and stress. I told everyone about it in my excitement, and that was my biggest mistake. A few days before my prom date, my brother got caught drinking while he was underage and my parents finally decided to punish him. He was grounded and was really mad that he wasn't being forgiven. When he saw how happy I was, he got insanely jealous and made it his goal to stop me from going to prom. My aunt had given me a wonderful dress, and I had spent an entire week putting accessories on it to make sure it was perfect. I dreamt of dancing with my boyfriend in that beautiful dress and couldn't stop being excited. To my absolute shock, on the day of the prom I went to look in my closet and saw horror. That dress, along with all my other dresses, was torn into pieces. Someone had sneaked in and destroyed everything I could wear to go to the prom. I knew it was my brother, and I confronted him. But he denied everything, and claimed that he was grounded so he couldn't leave his room. Then I went to my parents, thinking they would see what he had done. But they backed his story, and told me that I shouldn't accuse anyone without any proof. I ran to my room and cried, because there was nothing I could do as prom was just a few hours away. I called my boyfriend and told him what happened. He said that it was fine and we could have a date another time, but I could tell that he was angry. I was sad and cried for hours. This time though, I didn't just want to stay quiet and let my brother get away with it. I knew that he did this on purpose because I talked about my prom, and I was going to get payback. On Sunday, his punishment was finally over and he went out with his friends to celebrate. I snuck into his room and started looking for something I could take. When I saw his laptop, I knew it was the perfect instrument immediately. I took it outside and smashed it on the ground before throwing it in the trash. I also stomped on it a couple times to take out my anger, which worked perfectly. I couldn't stop laughing while imagining how my brother would throw a tantrum over this, and eagerly waited for him to find out. Update. Well, my brother couldn't find his laptop the next morning and immediately blamed me. My parents wanted to believe him, but they had no proof. I was also fake crying the entire time and calling him a liar, which definitely helped. I thought I had finally gotten one over my brother. But little did I know, he wasn't done playing dirty. He patiently waited for a week until I went on a date with my boyfriend. Then he went to our parents and told them that I had gotten pregnant, and also gotten baby garbage without telling them. For some reason, my parents decided to believe him this time without a single piece of evidence. They told me to my face that I would have to leave their house the second I turned 18 because I was so rebellious. You know, despite everything they did up until now, I still wanted their approval and recognition. So when they said that to me, I was distraught and couldn't sleep at night. I started saving money to move out, and told my boyfriend. Remember when I said he was definitely angry? Well, apparently I was wrong. He offered to move in with me into whatever apartment I chose and offered to handle 3/4 of the rent by himself, as well as pay my deposit for me. I don't know what I did to deserve such a man, but I couldn't be happier. I'm accepting his offer and we are already looking for a place together. My brother is parading around the house like he just won because our parents bought him a new laptop. But what he doesn't know is that before I leave, I'm going to destroy it again. And then I'll run away to a place where they can't reach.